Hello, my name is Dankevian Brooks, and today we're going to have a discussion about African American history. I'm a current Texas Southern University student, and this is my grandfather.
My name is James Ignatious Chilo, and this is my grandson, Don Kevian. And I seen him raised from a baby, and I'm so proud of him to be at Texas Southern studying pharmacy. Something that make any grandfather proud of, to see a young man grow up and become knowledgeable to the world.
Today I'm just going to ask you a few questions about, when were you a child. So I'm going to start off with, when and where were you born?
I was born in Ignatious, Louisiana in 1951. My parents was originally from Bellevue, Louisiana, and my great-grandfather came down from Virginia, and that's where far back as I go with the family.
Okay, and how did your family get to Louisiana?
From what I was told, that my grandfather and his wife, my great-grandfather, not my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and his wife traveled from Virginia in a wagon and sell it in Bellevue, Louisiana.
Okay. What do you remember about your childhood?
What I remember about my childhood, I remember I was raised right in Ignatious, Louisiana. And across the street from the house I was raised in, they grew cotton. It was a cotton field. But after becoming eligible of school, I went to a school called St. Landry, Old St. Landry. It was the only black school I knew of in Ignatious, Louisiana. And when I came to the second grade, I went to a school called J. Augustus School. From there, I graduated and I went on to J. Clark's High School. I attended J. Clark's High School until I was in the 11th grade, but I didn't finish the 11th grade. I left during the 11th grade and got me a job, because at that time I done got out the streets and my lady friend had got pregnant, so I had to go to work in order to help raise my child.
Okay. Did your parents discuss race or racism with you?
Well, they discussed I wouldn't say racism, but they discussed that they lived on sharecroppers' property. And on the sharecroppers' property back in town when they were living there, the black man had no law.
Okay.
So the sharecropper could go and get any one of the young girls that he saw fit that he wanted and have her and have children with her, whatever he wanted. And there was no one could say nothing about it.
Okay.
No one could say nothing about it. When I was coming up, until I was born in 51, until 1964, from what I can recall, we had no civil rights. But with us getting civil rights, that give us at least rights where we couldn't just be discriminated against.
Right.
And then when 65, when we got voting rights, that made it even better, because we could go out and vote for someone we thought that could have a voice, someone that could have a voice to speak for the minority community,
right,
or the black community, what I was raised up in.
Okay.
See, because I seen with my own eyes where it had white and colored signs. Where if we went to the doctor, we had to go round the back to go to the doctor.
Okay.
If there wasn't no restaurant, you couldn't go to no restaurant, But if you could go to a place that would sell a black man some food, you had to go to the back window to buy you food.
And so at drinking water fountains, you had colored and white signs at the water
You
fountain?
had colored and white signs at the water fountain.
Okay.
You know, and the water tasted the same.
Right.
So I don't know why they would have white and colored, you know, on the water fountain.
Okay. What kind of interactions did you have with people not of your racial background? And when I mean that, what interactions did you have with people that was not of your skin color?
See, like me, after leaving Louisiana, I lived in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of places that you went to, you had to take the cleanup jobs. Mm-hmm. You couldn't get a machine job, you know. Mm-hmm. You had to take a cleanup job in order to get to work. Mm-hmm. Where it wasn't like you had to, where you could just walk up and say, demand a job. It wasn't no job for a black man, no more nor less. It was something that it was say like it wasn't nothing that knowledgeable for a black man to do. He more had to have the lowest class of the job on the job.
Okay. What notable moment in American history sticks out most in your memory?
My most remembering of American history is for when we could get the right to vote.
Okay.
Where at least you could get to vote for someone that you thought could have a seat at the table of the government, that could speak out for you, for the minority. Because unless you got someone at the table of the government to speak for you, you have nothing. People can get in the houses, people can get on the corners and say whatever they want. But until they have someone with a seat at the government table that's speaking for the rights of the minority, you'll never accomplish nothing in life.
Next question. What advice would you give young people today?
What I give young people, the first thing I give young people in life is to listen to their parents. Get up, help around the house, do whatever you got to do around the house. Then hope that you can go to school and get your education. And when you become old enough to vote, voting is one of the most important things in the world. Because when you vote, your vote can stand for a voice for you and a lot of people that doesn't vote. But if your vote can help them in any kind of way to get someone in government for you, for the fight for your rights, that's what a young person needs.
I agree with that. Who would you identify as an important teacher, role model, or a significant figure in who you encountered with?
Like a teacher or
a role model, or any person that you came in contact with. Who do you look up to?
So like in my lifetime, I've seen a lot of people in walks of life. But the person that I would admire mostly is Dr. Martin Luther King. Because simple facts, he got out there, he couldn't do it by himself, but he was knowledgeable enough to get the people to follow the ideas that he gave them to walk by. And I'd also like to recognize Congressman John Lewis, because when Dr. King went to Montgomery, which I think it is, he went and met with John Lewis, who was already there, that had organized a community and who was organized in the voting rights, and you're working with the NAACP. So John Lewis is a very, very important person in the world, which it had more followers too. But that's two of the main persons that I'd like to say is a powerful role model for any person that know anything about black history and where we came from.
Okay.
Because before them, there was a lot of our ancestors that died and fought before them. But they were the main ones that got a chance to sit at the table and negotiate for what we got,
This is the next and final question. What do you think about historically black colleges and their importance?
See, I think a lot about a black college. It's not that I'm prejudiced against no white college, but black people fought so hard for rights in life. See, they had to come. See, a black man been fighting for rights since the first ship left Africa and landed in the United States. So, how many years it was, I can't exactly put a number on it. But think about all the black people that died to get here, just crossing the water from Africa to get here. The ones that didn't make it, the ones that they pushed overboard into the ocean, that never made it and didn't know where they was headed. But the ones that did make it, and they fought and they prayed, it took a long time, but the Lord helped them. It's important in life to know the Lord, because without the Lord you can't do nothing. But the thing about it is this: with having a black college, that lets you know that all these people that died and fought for so long just for equal rights, at least they got whole college where the black children can go to and reap what they sowed, reap what they sowed. And there's so many black children today that don't even get an education. That's why for having a black college, and you see a black man come out of a black college with an education and could go out into the world and become government agents, pharmacists, lawyers. You go to Texas Southern. I lived in Houston. Texas Southern had one of the best pharmacy schools. They have one of the best law schools. So that lets you know how important it is for a black to have a black college. And when you leave college, when they ask you where you went, you can say you attended an all-black college, for what your ancestors fought for, a place for you to be educated, where your ancestors, some of them died if they were caught trying to learn to read.
Okay. Thank you for all that great information that you shared with me. This concludes our interview, and what you told me today was very, informative, and it was great information to know. So thank you so much for that.
what I'd like for you to know is that I pray for you and for your family and for all the black children that they have an opportunity that you have to be able to go to college or either just to be able to get a high school education and where someday they can help all nationalities of people in life. Because with you being a pharmacy, you're not just going to pharmacy to black people. You're going to pharmacy to all nationalities of people.
Right.
So your education is going to help the entire world, not just the entire United States.
Right.
And I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Papa.
Okay.